What's the vibes, tribe? I need you to do me a favor. I need you to not come home and Netflix and chill before you reflect and redirect. Let me explain. The reason that we set intentions in the morning is so that we can take steps towards our goal, whether it's for the day or whether it's towards a larger goal. And what we want to do is we want to measure our progress at the end of the day. And a really great way to do this is to go through the major events that happened today and to journal. So you want to actually write down what were the major events that took place today, how did you handle them, what did you learn, what would you do differently. Then you also want to revisit what your intention was. Did you actually set out to do what you stated that you intended from your morning routine, from the start of the day? And if you didn't, you actually need to work on that before you start the chill. It's okay to take breaks. Something that I like to do sometimes when I come home and I actually need another boost of energy is I'll eat some fuel, like some fruit to sustain me. I'll drink some water, especially cool water. Sometimes I'll give myself a little bit of carbonated water to help wake me up and to keep me alert. And then you want to do what you stated you would do this morning. And if it's something that's out of reach, like you actually didn't get to it today, it was something that you needed to do outside of home, well, do something else. Don't just put it off to the side as, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week. Do something that is still a part of the steps to get towards that larger goal, or something else to complete that. It's important because this is what builds discipline. And in order to accomplish any goal, no matter what the size of the goal is, we need to be disciplined. So that means we don't get to play until we're done working. Many successful people, especially when they're at the point where they're still working their 9-to-5 jobs, they actually come home and they work 5 to 9. So we cannot spend a majority of the day. Like when you think about it, if you're sleeping for 8 hours a day, let's say that you spend 2, maybe 3 hours in total commuting to and from work. That's 11 hours. And then you actually work a full-time job. So in total, you're there for 9 hours. That's already 20 hours of the day. You need 4 to yourself. And I know that the last thing you want to do is to work when you come home, but you can also look at this differently by switching your perspective, right? This is what this channel is about. It's about shifting our mindset. And so, fine, don't call it work if that doesn't feel good to you. How about investing in yourself? Does that feel better? Investing in yourself for 2 to 4 hours of remaining in your day will definitely set you up for success in the long run. I know a lot of us want to just come home and not think about anything or not do anything major, but that is not going to help you in the long run. The reason that you feel like that actually is because you're not investing enough into yourself. If you were investing enough into yourself, you'll be way further along where you would actually have more time to Netflix and chill, or to have a wind down, or to not do anything, or to do whatever you want to do. Freedom comes from the initial investment that we begin with, and then we reap the rewards and the benefits towards the end because of the discipline and the commitment that we keep for ourselves. And so it's extremely important that if you're already working a full-time job for someone else's business, not your own, that you are minding your own business when you're done with that job. And maybe 4 hours is a jump to start, but if you can do 1 or 2, that is a great start as you work your way up to the 4, because you need 4 hours of self-investment in order to set yourself free for working for someone else. That someone else a lot of times does not care about your financial freedom, barely even care about your health, nor how you feel at the end of a working day. This is why it's so important that you are taking care of business for yourself first in the first part of your day, and that you're spending time reflecting at the latter end of your day to understand your progress. You need to measure your success. What can you do differently? Where do you need to pivot? And then what were you successful at today? And what's the next step tomorrow? Do not delay in reflecting and journaling your process. Document your steps along the way. Whatever success you have is what you want to continue to repeat. And wherever you failed at, you want to learn the lesson and apply the lesson as soon as possible. That's called wisdom. So don't just come home and do nothing, or just relax, or just watch and stream, your shows. I know it's the weekend. I know people like to smoke and drink on the weekend. Shit, some people like to smoke and drink every day, and that's a part of your wind down routine. But I need you to understand that that is not investing in yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing those things if that's what you like to do, if that's your preference, that's what you enjoy. However, that is not the investment I'm talking about. Investing in yourself is reading, listening to a podcast or an audiobook, journaling your next steps towards your goal, reaching out to a mentor or a coach, someone who is like-minded or knows your goals or have the same goals, and you're talking about where you are in your process and on your journey. So not just talking to your friends and your family about what happened throughout the day, and they don't actually help you or stimulate your mind to critically think through the major events throughout your day. But you can have this conversation with yourself. You can do that in your journal by what you're writing. Mind you, this needs to be specific to what you intended to throughout the day. And if you did not set the intention, well, just go throughout your day. What was your major events? Something that came up for me is my niece is here, and she typically does not live here. So when she comes to visit with us, I am now in an auntie role. There's certain things that needs to take place when she is around. There's certain conversations that need to take place when she is around. The way that those conversations take place, those are all things that's important to me. So I set my intentions for how I want us to connect throughout the day. And if it goes that way or if it doesn't, that is something that I reflect on. And I have this conversation with myself about what I could have done differently, or what needs to happen differently, or where things went really well, and how do we celebrate those things and continue them. So all in all, family, I am dropping this gem off with you because this is your evening routine. Journaling is a great way to get out your thoughts and your feelings prior to going to sleep, so that you don't carry these feelings over into the next part of the day, and so that you have some clarity and direction for the next day. So let's say you come home and you're hungry, you want to eat, that's fine. Do not have anything that's going to make you lethargic and feel sluggish or feel like you need to go to sleep or just lay around. You want to not do that, because this type of work still requires energy. And if you're depleting your energy by what you're consuming, you are not going to be able to implement this very important process. So you want to at least have a snack, something that can sustain you over the next couple of hours. So some fruit, some vegetables, leafy greens, have a smoothie, or just drink something refreshing. Water is underrated. Water can hold you over for another hour. If you just drink enough water, you could drop some fruit in there and flavor it up so that it can carry you through this part of the process. You do not want to have any foods that are going to take away more energy from you so that you cannot complete this process. In fact, you need to increase your energy for this process because it requires you to critically think. This is the first part of your wind down process. Once this is done, your journaling, your reflection, and your intention for the day, then you can go and do whatever it is that you want to do. That's a part of your wind down process, and make sure you get yourself into bed at a decent time so that you can have the proper energy to take on the next day. And with that, my friends, that was my gem. What do you need to do differently in order to get to this wind down process? What are you going to implement? Or if you already have a wind down process that incorporates reflection and journaling, I want to hear about it. Leave the comment down below. Make sure to subscribe and like this and share this content if you thought that it was useful. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.